Good morning, folks. As you can tell, I came in straight after exercising, so pardon me a second. Missouri weather. It's a special thing. These last few mornings, I've gone outside and it might as well be winter. This morning, I went out and yeah, it might as well be summer. Go home, Missouri, you're drunk. And Missouri's that special place where you can have 90-degree weather, and then within 5 minutes, the next thing you know, all of a sudden there's a blizzard, and then it's frozen for 3 days, and then back up to the 80s. There is no rhyme or reason or actual season in this state. It's whatever Mother Nature decides to do because she's bored and it's Tuesday. All right. Folks, it's time to celebrate. Why? Because we are on the very last paragraph of this gigantic article. We are finally at the end of their word salad. So take an internal moment if you have spent some time with me on this and celebrate that you've stuck through with me all of the word salad, the garbage excuses, and the out and out downright lies. Alright? These people could teach AH a few things about word salad. You know what I mean? Just saying, they probably could. God. All right, folks, and if you could, please send all the good vibes. I'm doing my usual thing when it gets towards the end of the month where I'm panicking, thinking my numbers are going to free fall and I'll be stuck in another progressive plan for another 3 months. For the love of God, send all the vibes. If I beat this month, I can finally get out of sales. My eye is on the prize, which means I am extra paranoid. Send all the help. Send help. Send all the help. Okay? Help a sister out here, okay? Just remind me about the fact that there will be more curry with even pork belly in it that will be waiting for me at the end of my day. Something to, get excited about, all right? Okay, folks, in the description box, you're going to find the link to the article. Well, actually, no, I want to address something. Yesterday was interesting, folks. I'm trying really hard not to call this individual names, but he is very, very much the mindset that we are surrounded with out here in Missouri. He made a comment somebody made on one of A.G. Eric Schmidt's posts. And you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and show it to you. And I let my anger get the better of me. But in my defense, let me just show you what it is here. Remember, I'm sorry, I don't have an edit button. So let me go ahead and go there, all right? Let me find it for you. There we go. Oh, he must have took it down. Well, we'll see here. Let me pull up the tweet. This is what Mink's First Senate replied, here's exposing agape. So it starts here. At least he tried to take student debt relief? LOL. Yeah, Lefty would do that. They'd almost shut down agape, but good old Bullschmidt over here can't do anything but try to sue himself out of a brown paper bag and lose repeatedly. These be facts, though. These be facts. And here's this person. Oh no, agape, take the loss, loser. So this person apparently doesn't care that there's rampant pedophilia running all over my state in the guise of Christianity. Let's put this here. And exposing agape says, really, dude, agape boarding school has been in the news solid for 3 years for child sex abuse and child abuse and slave labor. You really support that kind of stuff? I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. Your state is a giant dumpster fire. True, we're ran by the fucking circus. We're ran by the goddamn circus. It has actually gotten worse, not better. We had a few years of progress and it's gone straight to shit over the last decade. And here's him. No one cares about agape, loser. Cope harder. Why don't you focus on the real problems affecting Americans like inflation, economy, and funding Biden's proxy war with Russia? This is why you're about to lose your ass. Never change. #agape. And I said, this is me. So rampant, unchecked child abuse is okay to you? See, this is what I don't understand about the Republicans out in my area. And this dude is just case in point. He's hardly singular here. They are more concerned about mega talking points than something real going on in their own backyard. They say they care about pedophilia and they want to put Biden in prison for putting his hands on the shoulders of a girl. But they don't give a shit about substantiated actual claims of child abuse and sexual abuse. It's literally right there. All the facts and hard evidence are out, but these people can't be asked, and I'm about to show you why. We'll get to the rest of the JRC in a moment. I just wanted to show you this shit. So he said, so you're fine with a plummeting economy, proxy wars with Russia, and mass child mutilation caused by indoctrination into pseudoscientific gender theory. Gotta love those bigots. They always tell on themselves, don't they? They are more concerned about a child being edified. They're more concerned about transgender and gay rights than they are about children who are actually being sexually and physically abused right now while we're talking. See, they don't care about child trafficking. They care about the mega talking points. If that doesn't horrify you, you're dead. Of course, I had to put in my 2 cents here. I'm in line with protecting children from pedophiles, jackass. I thought you Republicans cared about that. And why did I say that? Well, we'll go back here. The reason why I say that is one of the big Republican talking points, the QAnon bullshit, had to do with rampant pedophilia in Hollywood, right? Epstein. All the goddamn always. Let's completely ignore the fact that Trump was pals with him. That he was seen on his resort multiple times. But when we bring up actual substantiated claims of child abuse and sexual abuse and sodomy against children, well, no, we should just take the loss, losers. Really? Those children are losers because they're being abused. I thought your whole thing was you wanted to protect the children. You're not protecting children. if you're not willing to hold their abusers' feet to the fucking fire and prosecuting them. Missouri has this bad habit of just following in line with MAGA and whatever the MAGA fucking churches tell them, and not being able to be bothered to clean up their own backyard. These people are so indoctrinated and so steeped into insanity that they forgot the ability to be able to question the things around them. They're really no different from the AH stands, really, in their levels of delusion. They care about shit they have no way of being able to affect. But they could care less that disabled kids, kids with mental health issues, and those who just are having slight bit of trouble are being sexually assaulted, sodomized, and abused. Goes to show you what this state is all about, right? Well, it's not just Missouri. People out there in Massachusetts are the same exact way, but polar opposites. They care about their token causes. And I'm not saying it's wrong to care about the environment. Or God, from the 80s and from my childhood, save the whales. Nobody's saying these causes are not important. But you've got a torture center on the scale of Josef Mengele on your doorstep. Kids are dead. But you don't care? People need to start paying attention what's going on inside their own state before they go and start judging foreign countries. I'm just saying. As far as it's a Biden proxy war, you realize that Putin basically decided to throw his dick around and oppress a smaller country who did in no way provoke the kind of violence he's raining down on them. Men, women, and children are dying, but you're too busy wanting to take on Biden than to take a look at what reality is. You are the same fuckers that pride yourselves on Churchill. It is sad how horrible of students of history you all actually are. But sorry, I just wanted to go on that rant because it was driving me nuts. Last paragraph. In the description box, folks, you're going to see the link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Center doesn't want you to read. It is written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the Judge Rotenberg Center's quote-unquote behavioral modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they do not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill, folks. Please read that article and share it on all your social media. We also have the link to NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding, folks, just in case the JRC doesn't have the balls to see through their threat. We also have the pertinent links to the Agape boarding school situation. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has and pending over 21 civil lawsuits and substantiated court cases of sodomy. Sexual abuse against minors, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, starvation, and child trafficking. They have, as of right now, one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor who's still on the premises, remember they don't give a shit about this in Missouri apparently, and still has access to those kids, has had now facing prison time after multiple claims of sodomy and sexual abuse of the students there have been substantiated by the Missouri Department of Social Services. We have an attorney general who's so far up Trump's ass and basically regurgitating mega talking points like his life depends upon it, running for Senate out here, trying to convince us he's going to stand up for Missouri and Washington when he can't even stand up to a small county prosecutor. Not doing his job or using the authority of his office. So, folks, you know the drill, especially during this election cycle. Please share those articles on all your social media, okay? We also have LinkedIn, the change.org Shut Agape Boarding Schools Down petition. We also, of course, got the usual pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masumba's behavioral sheet, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss the JRC, folks, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of peoples with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. This channel is marked not for children for a reason. We use profanity and we talk about dark subjects. If your child is 16 and under and they are watching this channel, parental supervision is advised, all right? It is 4:43 a.m. and I'm already pissed, okay? I may stumble over my words. If I do, apologies in advance. Also, I do have allergies. You may hear me clear my throat, all right? Last paragraph. If a psychologist, member of the programming department, or other administrator or staff member wishes to investigate an incident, he or she must make a request to tape the monitoring department. Again, these kids get no peace. If a clinician wants to try and find and target a behavior and punish the student, they get to make a request. Isn't that great? Clinical and high-level administrative staff members also have access to the DVR system from their own desktop computer because the kids can't just have peace. No, we gotta have at least 20 people up their ass at all times. If they wish to review an incident themselves, administrative staff members do not have access to view the bathrooms from their desktop. I'm just supposed to trust you on that, right, bruh? Trust him, bruh. But it's our policy, and I'm supposed to believe you follow your own policy? You are literally known to try and destroy evidence, JRC. You just trust me, bro. We're experts. Doesn't work on me. And it doesn't work with anybody with two brain cells to rub together. A log of all items viewed on DVR by administrators will be kept and reviewed periodically to ensure the system is not being abused. Again, we're just supposed to trust them, bro. Their idea of abusing it and the rest of the world are two giantly different things. They're already watching these kids take a shit and bathe. How more abusive can you get, JRC? When you allow these kids not one single moment to themselves, unless they earn it, and then again, we're on the just trust me bro line of trust here. You have already violated their right to privacy in the most abusive, predatory style I will ever fucking seen. Okay? I don't think you understand what abuse actually means. Just saying. All other staff members must submit a request to the monitoring department if they wish to review a certain incident. The request must be submitted via email or in writing. The monitoring department will save the pertinent video in the DVR folder and copy it onto a CD. Jesus Christ. Is this supposed to make us more comfortable, JRC? that your higher level clinicians, the ones that you told to excuse your bullshit, well, they have to request it, and they don't have cameras to be able to watch them in the bathrooms. Your other staff members do. You have a whole department where you've got at least 10 people in the room. At fucking least 10 people in the room with access to see these kids inside the showers and inside the bathrooms. If you say is what is true to play devil's advocate and you restrict the viewing of the clinicians and the doctors, it's still not a flex. It's still not a flex, JRC. Okay? It also kind of makes me wonder, what exactly are you trying to hide from your own clinicians? Why is it staff who do not have doctorates or any experience in clinical work whatsoever have full, unadulterated access to these students when they are at their most vulnerable, where they're getting dressed and undressed in the stalls, in the bathroom? But the people that you use to excuse your insanity, the doctors, the clinicians, the nurse practitioners, all of these folks, right? Remember, these are the folks that they say that they use in order to justify pinpointing and torturing a student. Shouldn't they have full access according to your insanity? And if not, why not, JRC? Are you trying to hide shit from your own clinicians? Because it wouldn't surprise me, right? Say this were true. We have no evidence of this because the JRC is on the distrust member wavelength. But let's say it's true. Again, to play devil's advocate here. Why do they have limited access? If you have to call a clinician every time in order to get authorization to torture a student, shouldn't they get full access to the whole day going off of your insanity? And if they don't, if they have to make special requests, then who's authorizing the torture of these kids in reality? The on-the-ground staff, direct care staff, who by JRC's own policy are not qualified to make those decisions, but they do it anyway, folks. You're supposed to be a chain of command, but they destroy their own arguments right here. Right here. So if they're not actually getting approval for every time they use the device, like they say they do, because these clinicians and doctors don't actually have full access, you have to wonder why. And if they only have access to the classrooms in order to pinpoint behavior to torture, wouldn't you think the clinicians would think to themselves, what is the other staff doing that is deliberately triggering these kids that we can't see on camera? Right? You would think. One would think. Their argument is garbage. All this word salad does is confirm to me just how correct the New York report actually is. New York did their homework. And whether the JRC likes to admit it or not, they are the authority, not them. You can't appeal to authority when that group is there to evaluate you, because the people evaluating you and your program are the authority. There is no talking back. Okay, it's almost the equivalent of a teenager mouthing off to an adult and then getting, reprimanded for it. Yeah. Everything they've said in this garbage fire of a document that was overlong and filled with flowery words and things to basically help them break their arms while patting their own back for being insane. It's garbage. The arguments are so easy to tear apart, I didn't even have to try. My stepfather, who is a trucker who doesn't have experience in this field, could have ripped this thing apart. It's garbage, folks. The whole program is garbage. And all this does is reconfirm everything that New York said. They have out and out lied to this entire document. They've done nothing but contradict themselves. It's garbage, and they're telling on themselves if you listen. All right, folks, we're going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel, especially on this subject. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time this morning. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one.